What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of That Hobby Show. With me, as always, is Houston from Chasing the Graph. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. It's it it's kind of weird that this episode was hobby positivity because when I picked a topic this week, I was feeling good, and then the start of the weekend had a lot of I had a lot of positivity about the hobby, because I was going to get some autographs, right, and then that just all went to shit. So for everybody that doesn't know, I'm in Tucson, Arizona. The University of Arizona is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away, depending on traffic. And the NCAA baseball tournament started this weekend, the regionals. And the University of Arizona, or the U of A, is hosting the regional, right? So I was like, cool. There's some guys on U of A that I still have cards that I need to get autographs from. And then I watched their the selection show for who's going to be in the regional, and Oklahoma State got added. Now, if you don't follow college baseball, you may not know why that would be exciting, but two of their volunteer assistant coaches, one, Robin Ventura, two, Matt Holliday, the multiple All-Star and everything. Matt Holliday, because his brother Josh is the manager of Oklahoma State, right? So I buy the all-session pass so I can go to every game. And yeah. And for everybody that doesn't know, Houston's a little bit under the weather, so you might see some coughing, but you don't hear the noises. That's because he's hitting that cough button. But so yeah, by the all-session pass, I'm pumped. Robin Ventura, one of my favorite players growing up, right? I even had his Mets jersey back in the day when they wore the black Mets jerseys. So show up, get there. I'm getting autographs, no problem, right? All the college kids are usually really cool, and they always seem surprised that they have cards, But so getting autographs, I even Josh Holliday, the manager for Oklahoma State, he actually has minor league baseball cards, which, as I was looking for cards of his brother Matt, I seen the card and I had to do a double take, and then I read his bio on the OK State website, and I was like, holy shit, this is the same guy. Because he does not look anything like, his picture 20 years ago. I don't think most of us do. But I even got Josh Holliday's autograph. He was super cool, the manager. And then a few minutes later, security comes over to me. They're like, hey, you're not supposed to be getting autographs. I'm like, did not know that. Didn't know. They're like, yeah, because of COVID. I'm like, well, there's no signs posted about do not talk to the players, nothing. But there's like 15, 20 signs around the stadium about how big the plastic bag is supposed to be that you're allowed to bring into the stadium, because that's important. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I see Matt Holliday in the dugout. I'm like, this is my chance. I'm the only person here getting autographs. No way he's going to say no. So, Mr. Holliday, can I have your autograph? Sorry, bro, I can't. COVID. And then he said something else, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Go back to my seat. And I'm like, well, I'm already here. Even though it's hot as balls, I'm going to stick it out and try and get him out in the parking lot, out in the bus. Because, a lot of people in the Facebook and Twitter chats that I'm in, a lot of players that can't sign inside the stadium, they're cool outside the stadium, So I'm like, okay, cool. Fast forward 3 hours later, Oklahoma State is getting their asses handed to them by UC Santa Barbara, the Gauchos, of all teams, right? So I'm like, fuck it. I got to try it, because Matt Holliday, if anybody doesn't know, I'm working on trying to get the entire 2008 Top set signed. And this thing's a monster set. You got all the big guys that are going to be a huge pain. Your Jeters, your Griffeys, your Pujols, your Ichiros, right? Well, now I got Matt Holliday to add to that list. I Asked him in the parking lot, and he got angry. He was like, "I told you before, inside I cannot sign." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know if the rules were different inside the stadium or outside." And he just kept walking off. But I mean, they just got beat 14-4. But I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man! Because of all years, Matt Holliday had a great year in 2008. So he has 2 regular cards. Well, he has a base card, an all-star card. Then he has another all-star card with him and Adrian Gonzalez. And then he's on 2 league leader cards. So the dude has 5 cards in the set, right? And so that was the first game, right? And there's a minimum of 6 games, a possibility of 7. So after that first game, dude, I haven't even gone back. And it just killed me. I didn't even try for Robin Ventura because security guards, they were hassling people like, hey, you're not supposed to talk to the players. You cannot interact with them. Like, there was players' families waiting to see their kids, and they're giving the parents a hard time. I'm like, come on, dude. You got to be kidding me. So fast forward to yesterday, or rewind to yesterday, right? University of Arizona posted a picture, like their pitcher just threw a complete game shutout, right? He's signing autographs for the fans, for kids. I'm like, so I replied to their tweet on Twitter. I'm like, so autographs are allowed now because security is hassling people to include players' families that you're not supposed to talk to them. And of course, it's probably some like social media undergrad or whatever his degree is that's working the account and doesn't know. But yeah, so I knew they weren't going to reply, but I just still wanted to get that out there and voice my frustration with them. But today totally redeemed my weekend. An eBay auction just ended, and I got a killer deal on a dual signed Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Sr. card.
Noise.
Yeah. Not authenticated or anything, but Beckett is running their special again this month, where as soon as I get that in hand, I'm sending that in with my other Dale Earnhardt and Davey Allison and a couple other deceased Hall of Famers to get those slabbed. But I looked at the autographs. The autographs look really good. It's on one of those like advertisement cards that come in packs where it's like, hey, scratch off this code, or hey, send in this amount of wrappers, So it's from 1994, action packed. But yeah, it was a steal. It was.
At least that turned your weekend around.
It did, dude, because the people that don't, I think the girlfriend's watching, but I will tell you how much I paid for it. $45. She's probably losing her mind, but that is a crazy good deal.
That's a steal, yeah. And
yeah,
I know if you want to pay the shipping, let me know. I know a guy who's got 2 set of race used tires that are autographed by Dale Earnhardt Sr. They came off of his car, so and we want little to nothing for them. Like, I'm talking probably like if you said like I'll give you $50 plus shipping, he would probably go for it. And
dude,
I was gonna do them, but I'm not huge into racing, and I don't really have anywhere to put 2 tires. If I had like a bigger man cave, maybe I could, protect the autograph somehow and make a table or something out of them. But anyway, if anybody watching, including yourself, wants 2 race used Dale Earnhardt Sr. autograph tires, autograph on it is flawless. It looks like it was done in silver paint pen. That's I got the hookup.
Yeah, and for people that don't collect NASCAR autographs, if you see a Dale Earnhardt Sr. card, it's like, oh, this autograph kind of looks like shit, because he would actually spell out his name. But if you gave him something big enough, he has a really, really gorgeous autograph. And funny enough, when we were in NASCAR, like big into NASCAR, Goodyear used to have their tire trailer outside of the track, and you could buy the tires, and they were legit only $50 for a race used tire. And the cool thing was, It came with the COA. It was a really nice looking certificate of authenticity. And then they typed in, the driver and what car it came off of. And like we would go to Dover and be like, yeah, man, I want a Rusty Wallace tire. And like, okay, 200 laps into the race, man, come out and get your tire, bro. Yeah, so we actually used to have a couple tires. I think my dad got rid of them because they live in a small apartment, and you would be surprised how much a tire can stink up your house. Like, yeah,
I can only imagine.
yeah, but it was cool, dude. Like, you kind of felt like a badass walking around with a big ass tire. I'm like 15, 16 years old, and I'm like, yeah, man, I got a tire. And people think like, who the hell's that guy? How do you get a tire?
Looking at you.
Yeah. But those tires are probably about 20, 25 pounds. So the shipping would probably be like $100.
At least, yeah.
We have to use a lot of tape because you'd get one of those packages from UPS, the plastic bag that says "We Care," and it's the tire out of it, and you just have shards of a cardboard box.
Yep. Get the good old body bag.
Yeah, but I've also seen where, hey, say you don't want to keep a whole tire, people sliced it. Would it be horizontally, right? And they would put them up and make a dartboard out of them. I wouldn't do that with a Dale Earnhardt Senior tire, but a dartboard fits perfectly. Or you can stack tires on top of each other, get a circular plexiglass, boom, there's your table. So if you ever want to do that, and then just go to Michael's and get some of those little foam spacers to put around the tire to protect the autograph. Yeah. So I'm helping you design your man cave for your next house.
Yeah. I don't know that if I put race tires in here, I'm gonna be like this on the camera.
Hey, it's worth it though. You can be like, hey man, sorry, don't have a lot of space. I got this Dale Earnhardt Senior tire over here.
Actually, maybe I could take one and then flip the other one or something. I don't know.
You probably could, man. Put it on like those local yard sale pages, or what? I forget what that one is, Mercurio or whatever, or Ibalta or something
like that.
Yeah, but anyway, this episode's about hobby positivity, not about what we've been talking about, but it puts me in a good mood, so I'm feeling pretty positive about the hobby. But lately, it just seemed, well, not really lately. I think pretty much since the pandemic and the advent of social media, it's just an emotional drain, and everybody's like just the negativity, man. You got the folks that are one-uppers. You post something, it's like, that you're super geeked up about, or somebody's like, oh, that's cool, but check out this George Washington autograph I got. Like, really, guy? Make your own post. Yeah. And or the one debate that seems to be going on, Acuna, Soto, Tatis Jr., no, he's garbage, my guy's better, stuff. I mean, they're all great, so let them be great and collect who you want. But if you can weed through that, maybe mute some keywords, there's a lot of good dudes in the hobby, and I should say gals as well, because there's a lot more females that are in the hobby than I had realized, especially they collect cards.
Definitely.
Yeah, and they know their stuff too. So, but what was I going to say? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Horrible. Good thing we're not doing this live and I can edit it later, right? But there's an abundance of racks in the hobby. And if people don't know what that is, RAC, Random Acts of Kindness. Not to toot my own horn, but this weekend, a dude was looking for a Kirby Puckett out of Upper Deck Fun Packs. Well, I just happened to buy a box of Upper Deck Fun Packs from, I think it was from 1993, right? And he needed a Kirby Puckett. I had a Kirby Puckett. I was like, dude, just send me your autograph or send me your address and I'll send it to you. And he's over the moon excited about that, right? And I've actually gotten a few racks myself, and it's pretty awesome. You know, you open up your mailbox, and then you see something addressed to you, and you're like, if you're like me, you start going through your eBay purchases and trying to figure out who it's from, or
Yeah.
going to Twitter and be like, what the hell did I buy? I don't remember this. And yeah, just people doing stuff like that. And I see a lot of there's a lot more set collectors out there too that I didn't realize, and it's pretty hard to build a set anymore, especially for those older cards, because a lot of LCSs, local card shops, they don't carry singles, man. It's pretty much retail and what little hobby allotments they can get, but they don't sell singles because it takes up the real estate. And so I see all the time people are being like, hey, what are you looking for? Send me your want list. And, you know, they ship those cards out to folks for free, no charge whatsoever. And that's pretty awesome because some of these older sets, man, like I've been working on this 1959 top set for
Ever.
yeah, over a decade, man. Over a decade. And one of my other Twitter buddies, he's working on a set older than that. It's taken him over 20 years, and I think he's down to a couple cards. Now, those cards you're not going to get for free, you know,
Right.
unless it's something that got chewed up by a dog or your kids, you know. But yeah, what hobby positivity have you noticed, or do you see that I may not, or other people?
Yeah, and most of it's the racks because I know there's a couple of rack threads. They usually go down once a week, and some of it'll be like, "Hey, I'm looking for anything." Like personally, me like Leotis Tavares, and somebody will be like, "Oh, I've got this one. Send me your address, and I'll send it to you." And then there's some. It's like they'll post the card, and it's like uh, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez card, you know, and you claim one, and then you post one kind of thing. Like you can claim that Ivan Rodriguez card for free, and then I'll turn around and like I'll post the Spencer Torkelson Bowman Mojo or whatever. And so I've seen a lot of those, and I participated in them a lot in the beginning, and I haven't as much lately. I've definitely sent out racks in the form of like the home run codes for people
Yeah.
like that player or PC that certain player, and I'll either send them the card so they can have it and scratch it off themselves, or if they're like, yeah, just scratch it off and then send me the code, I'll do it that way. Um, One of the guys I became friends with on Twitter, me and him, when I was hitting the retail game hard, I would look for him. He would look for me. I would send him stuff at cost plus shipping. He would send me stuff cost plus shipping. And he messaged me the other day. He's like, I know you're a fan of Leotis. He's like, I got a card. I'll send you. It's free. Don't worry about it. And I was like, cool. I'll keep it. Obviously, throw it in the Leotis PC, and then I opened the mailbox, and it's actually a bubble mailer brick, so to speak. Just and I open it, and it's a Leotis Walmart Blue Parallel, a Nick Solak, like double patch, Don Russ, and then 2 packs of Bowman like fat packs, 12 card packs. So that was just like an amazing rack, and I wasn't expecting it. And that was at a time when I wasn't getting. This was just like, I mean, even just like a week ago, where I wasn't getting along with the hobby. I have outside like home stuff, like family stuff I was dealing with. So it's just like not expecting that, and then getting it in the mail. It just like even for just that, for a few hours. So I went back to thinking about family stuff going on, but just for that few hours, it really got my mind in a good spot.
Yeah, yeah. And Dan from Korean Cardboard checking in saying what's up, and I'm glad that he commented because that actually gets me back on track to what I wanted to say. I need to start writing down the things that I want to talk about, but there are a ton of really good people in the hobby too. I honestly, my last, I don't know, half dozen friends that I've made as an adult have been because of trading cards. You know, it's not like yeah, and it's not like we're going back to school or something where it's easier to make, you know, friends, where people are less judgy and stuff. But as an adult, you know, you kind of hate everybody and don't want to talk to anybody. But yeah, like me and you, Dan is another one. If you guys don't know, looking at his Twitter handle, Korean Cardboard, he doesn't deal in cardboard in Korea. It's Korean baseball cards, because you know most baseball cards are cardboard. And so when I was getting ready to move to South Korea, I didn't know anything about Korean baseball cards. I just assumed that, hey, they have baseball there, so they must have baseball cards. Yeah, no. Uh, they actually didn't start making baseball cards again until I think it was 2014, and I moved to South Korea in 2016. But yeah, so found Dan's blog, Korean Cardboard. Go check out Dan's blog. Dan, please update your blog because it has great information. And that was like my Korean baseball card collecting roadmap, because I was he put all the releases that were out there, and then he does the painstaking task of I don't know if you're familiar with Trading Card Database, but it's not like you can just scan a checklist in there. So they release Korean baseball card checklists, but it's all in Korean. So Dan translates that, then he hand jams everything in the Trading Card Database, and then all the subsets and the parallels and everything. So Dan doing that allowed me to go back and see, okay, who's actually in this set? Who do I need to get? And then, yeah, fast forward to a few months later, and me and Dan actually met up a couple times, and we found a hobby shop in South Korea that was awesome, and we just pillaged that place for like all old Korean baseball cards, you know, and all kinds of cool Korean stuff. And then, yeah, and me and you, hell, did we meet on Facebook?
Yeah, I think it was in a TTM group. I think it was.
Yeah, I have no idea. And you know what? It probably wasn't that long ago.
No, it was probably, if I had to guess, it was probably somewhere around like 2015, 2016, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, you're one of the few people that I haven't actually met in person yet. We'll have to figure out a baseball stadium somewhere in between, maybe a Rangers game, and meet up there. And then there's another guy that Dave. He I don't know if he's commenting or watching, but usually he comments. MPB Card Guy.
Yep.
Super nice guy. He answers all my Japanese baseball card questions. So I forget the name of his blog, but I think it's Japanese Baseball Cards. Yeah. But Google that. The dude hooks me up with cards all the time, answers all my questions. And crazy thing is, he's actually from Maryland. And when I went back home to Maryland, we met up at a baseball game. And then what else? A year later, he actually came out to Arizona for vacation, and we met up, went out to dinner. So meeting all kinds of awesome, knowledgeable people.
Exactly.
That, you know, because I mean, just looking at somebody, you're not going to be like, "Hey, man, do you like Japanese baseball cards like I do?" You know. So, you know, you meet these people that share your, what was it, or your interests, but not run of the mill type interests, you know. And here's another guy, Skeller Ads from Twitter, but giving Dan props for scanning stuff in the card database. Like, I bought the scanner a couple years ago just to scan cards in the trading card database. I have not used that scanner ever. Because I'm like, I'm going to do it, but then you got to scan it, mess with the images and everything, and yeah. But anyway, and then Dan commenting on, actually, Dan, we met in person the first time in Suwon, KT Wiz, and then I think we went to the baseball card shop. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. But yeah, yeah. But it was, it's been a blast meeting everybody. And you were talking about earlier those claim a card, post a card. I haven't seen one of those in a while, but I love those threads. That's probably something we should try doing, because it's a good way to get rid of cards that you really don't want, and get cards that you do want, for your PC. Because I collect Byung-Ho Park and Jason Worth, and they're not really moving the market right now. So people aren't posting their cards, you know what I'm saying? So that's a good way to be like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, what are you looking for? And
I've gotten quite a few obviously like low end numbered like McCaffrey cards and some like Elvis Andrews cards and stuff like that. So I mean, it's definitely worth it in the sense that, like you're saying, you're kind of trading away what you don't want for what you do want, in a sense. So it's better than having 500 cards that you don't want.
Yeah, because I mean, you think about it, like I have all these serial numbered cards that I'm like, man, I'd really like to sell them, but they're like of dudes that nobody's going to pay for it unless they're that collector. Nobody cares about my Rod Barajas X-Fractor from 2009 Topps, but somebody out there may need it because who knows, maybe they PC him, and it's easier just to trade it than, I mean, you're like, yeah, I'd prefer to sell it, but honestly, what's it worth? 35.
Yeah, it's like, do you really want to post that card at $3, plain white envelope, 56 times before you actually get a claim on it, or do you just want to claim your worth card and then post that card for somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then for anybody that's watching, anybody that will be watching, Dan collects. He's a Mark Burley super collector. So he has pretty much damn near all Burley stuff. But if you have any of those cool autos or relics and stuff. And then here's one I didn't know about. Ryan Howard cards have been spiking up. I have a ton of Ryan Howard serial numbered cards because, for a while, people may not remember, especially the newer people, that dude was a beast for the Phillies, and he had cards in everything. Yeah. And really nice autograph, too.
And I'll tell you somebody else that has kind of been faithful to me and you on that hobby show. And I was talking to them last night and today, and they're actually really phenomenal. And that's Bean's Ball Card Blog.
Oh, yeah. That dude is awesome.
I did a video on my actual YouTube, just a quick little 20-minute video of like some of my favorite signed pictures that I have. And I posted it on Twitter last night, and he retweeted it and immediately DM'd me. He's like, hey, man, anytime you post a video like this, he's like, feel free to tag me in it, and I'll retweet it for you. And we DM'd back and forth pretty much like all last night and all today. And he's kind of in a weird place in the hobby as well, and kind of in the last week, kind of like I did, just kind of took a step back and was like, okay, where do I really want to be right now? And after talking to him for the last probably 24 hours and getting to know him a little bit more, that it's, him retweeting our episodes, he's a really phenomenal guy. And obviously we always appreciate the retweets of the episodes and getting them from 25 views to 27 views.
Yeah. And like Dan said, Ken, he's awesome. So Ken is Bean's Ball Card Blog. And so since you're a Rangers fan, we need to meet up in Texas, and I'm pretty sure he lives in Texas. So perfect storm right there. We'll be like the Holy Triumvirate and do like a little roundtable thing. But yeah, he retweets all of our stuff, usually retweets my stuff. So I try to, and even better, Dan said he's in Arlington, and that's where the, yeah, let's do it next year.
That's,
Before
that's
we'll have to
big.
do
You
it
can't
before,
buy big.
yeah, but or maybe we'll have to try it for this year because next year is the national that we're supposed to be going to, and that's in Atlantic City. So, but yeah, Ken retweets everything, gives us the likes. So one of the things I like to do, and this wasn't my idea, I seen this a couple weeks ago, where people will post on Twitter that, hey man, who needs some views and everything. So uh, I'll go to his site or your site or Dan's on YouTube, like the people that support me and us. So to repay the favor, I'll go to that person's I'll go to their YouTube page and just hit play all. And then while I'm like vacuuming, chasing the daughter around the house, so that way, you're getting the views and the plays and everything. Cause you don't know how close somebody is to, hitting that mark where you can monetize your YouTube, because for people like us, that mountain is like kind of insurmountable with the amount of subscribers and the viewing hours and everything you need, and it resets every year. But if you can help push somebody over that edge and they get a few bucks out of the hobby that they can invest back into it, yeah. So it's things like that to help folks out, or just go visit their blog, every week, or a day here, a day there, and just retweet their stuff. So, but Dan has a question. How am I coming along with the Byung Ho Park autograph? Not very good. COVID kind of slowed everything down, especially with Kiwoom not coming to, well, none of the KBO teams coming to Tucson for spring training this year. So I haven't been able to get a lot of the in-person autograph type stuff. There's still a couple of the lower end, I would call them lower end cards, but they're still asking like $20. And I know it's not a huge amount, but I don't really want to be paying that. And then he was in a lot of Panini stuff with more well-known players that are making it kind of hard to get his stuff. Yeah, so I don't know, but it's coming along. I'm pretty sure if I logged everything in a trading card database, I'm probably number one as far as the collector rankings and stuff. But yeah, and Dan said I should send him a care package of U.S. snacks. I don't have any Korean stamps. Or no, it doesn't matter. I don't need Korean stamps because I'm not expecting anything in return. But yeah. But hell, I don't even know what he'd like. I'd have to get a hold of Brandon Knight. He used to be the pitching coach for Kiwoom. They're friends, but Brandon is the pitching coach now for SK, or they're not even SK anymore. The Landers, I think. I don't know, but he's on a different team anyway. Yeah. So, but yeah. And then Dan also he started an Instagram account for his action figures. Dan, give us that Instagram account so we can post it on here, and hopefully some folks follow you. But
definitely.
Yeah. But it's really cool how tight knit the hobby family can be, because I've like found being on Twitter for a couple years, you're able to narrow down those like, I guess, build your circle of friends, like meet the fuckers, the circle of trust thing. It's like you, and then Yaku TV on the English. I talk to him a lot about Japanese baseball cards, and then Dan with I have Dan and George for the Korean side of the house. I got Dave for the the Japanese side of the house. So you have that circle of friends, and it's pretty cool how willing everybody is to help each other out. And I don't know how many times I've asked people questions and they respond right away, even though the question may be really stupid. They're super helpful, or they may have a card that I want, and they're willing to give it up. So just repaying that favor and everything. It's yeah, pretty cool. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and the guy that sent me the Tavares and the Bowman packs or whatever his name's his Twitter handle is literally his name's Joshua Mayfield, and we were in a hobby chat together, and just kind of me and him just kind of I just clicked out of it or whatever. And so I'll message him with a question and he'll message me back. And, like I said, me and him we sent cards to each other for free and sent each other like kind of extra things and stuff like that. And it's just like you're saying, just having those like same like 3 or 4 people that you can go to and you can rely on their information. And it's just I mean, I guess it would, in my opinion, it seems better than having like 10 or 15 people that you can go to. It's better to have like those 3 or 4. Not that you can't have 10 or 15 friends, obviously, but just those 3 or 4 that you can really depend on for information and actual like good transactions, reliable transactions.
yeah. It's a pretty awesome feeling to know that you have people that you can trust and rely on. Because with all the negativity that's come into the hobby, a lot of that negativity is because of those shady characters that don't know. Well, I don't really care, I should say.
Yeah.
They you may buy something from them and not know they're a dirtbag, and then you get a card that's in a bubble mailer that's wrapped in tissues, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
me, bro, come on, or they, not that they don't know, but that they just don't care. But anyway, I think that'll do it for this week's episode. And I've been getting 2 people have said that. So if you're into Japanese baseball cards, I cannot say that. Oh, Sumo Minko Man. Okay, duh. Yeah, okay. I've actually seen. I'm pretty sure I've seen him on YouTube. I believe he opens up packs of BBM Sumo cards. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though, but yeah. So everybody look up Sumo Minko Man. Yeah. But what do you have? You have any sales going on? Anything else you're trying to get rid of?
No, I've got a few things I want to sell, but it's just very few. I sold one large flat rate box of cards like 2 weeks ago, and then I sold another one just like a couple of days ago. So that's probably 8,000 cards right there, full in both boxes. So I really don't have a whole lot left. I got a little bit more information on this independent wrestling thing I'm doing. It looks like that I'll be interviewing their one, I guess, wrestler a week on Tuesdays, and then I'll be editing it on like Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then posting it on Fridays. So that's probably going to start taking up a little bit more of my time because I don't want it to just be like an edited intro like I do with like my Graph Talk episodes. I want it to be a little bit more in depth and a little bit more care and thought put in behind it. So I don't think I'm going to be having as much time for cards here lately, which I'm completely fine with. This independent wrestling thing, I've actually lost a lot of sleep thinking about it and just going over questions in my head and like how I want to do it, how I want to present it. And I'm so excited about it. And so cards are getting put on the back burner. I might post 1 or 2 for sale here and there, but this independent wrestling thing is going to be pretty exciting, and I can't wait.
Well, you could probably talk to them about seeing if they've thought about making cards.
I was definitely at least bring it up because,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, because Dan from Korean Cardboard, I mean, he didn't like that there wasn't any cards of foreigners in the KBO releases, so he said screw it and made his own, and he makes really good cards, that are pretty. I think they're pretty popular, and they're good looking cards, and every time I get them signed by the players, they want them, and I tell them they can't have them because for the set.
Yeah,
But yeah, but no, that would be pretty cool. And I don't think it would I don't think it's too expensive either. And that would be something cool for you to advertise, and wrestling cards are blowing up too, like lately. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic that they started blowing up just like everything else card wise was blowing up, but yeah, I mean that might be something, because you never know that guy or gal could go on to be the next like Sasha Banks, or I don't know who's popular, Roman Reigns, even though I don't like that dude. They could be the next one of them. You never know.
absolutely, absolutely.
And then also BBM, they do make some really cool Japanese wrestling cards, especially the female wrestlers. They have some kick-ass autographs. They put like pictures and everything in their autographs and stuff, and it makes it really cool. And speaking of their wrestling cards, they also make cards of the foreigners that went over there. So the Rob Van Dam rookie card, I want his I don't know if it's BBM or not, but yeah, Rob Van Dam, my favorite wrestler, he has a card over there that's considered as a rookie card, and it's pretty sweet. But and then like the earlier Hulk Hogan cards and the Andre Giant, everything like that. But yeah, and so that's what you have going on. And then Burlington Sock Puppets, they just started. So are you going to do anything with them, do you think?
I'm gonna reach out to them. I was thinking about it the other day because they had made a deal with me initially, that if I bought season tickets, then they would let me basically interview a player
Mm-hmm.
after each game, or like one player a game or something like that. And I didn't pull the trigger because season tickets were like $380 a person.
Yeah.
And not that I couldn't afford it. I knew summer was coming up, and with us having the pool and the hot tub, the light bill goes up, have to afford chemicals. So I knew that it probably wasn't going to be the best idea. So I thought about reaching out to them and at least being like, hey, if I can make like a donation of some sort, maybe I could interview their the manager there, Jack, and because he was a Cy Young winner, and I think it was 91 or 92, I think it was, or was it 94?
It was when he was with the White Sox.
Yeah. And so I thought about at least trying to be like, hey, if I make like a small donation or something like that, then maybe you could work something out with at least getting him on, Graph Talk or one of those segments and seeing what happens. So
yeah, that'd be a pretty big deal to have Jack McDowell on. But yeah, so Dan, we were talking about the Japanese cards. He likes that. So BBM is Baseball Card Magazine. They're like the tops of Japan. But he had that comment, and then right after we have, yeah. So they make cards of everything, dude. I bought this. I bought some cards from Japan, and I got a free pack thrown in, and it was female Japanese athletes, and I got I think I got a kayaker, a badminton player, a professional table tennis player, and they have some badass autographs, and the cards are really cool too. I mean, honestly, the designs are probably better than anything Topps has done the past few years, and this lady just plays badminton, and her flagship looks better than the 2018 Mike Trout, so yeah, it's pretty cool what BBM does. But yeah, and they have like professional bicyclists, and hell, I think one was like a break dancer or something. I don't know. I'll have to find those cards, and those will be for another episode. And
yeah,
so, but,
we'll show
yeah, that'll be Oh, here's another one. So, Dave is so a curling called Chess on Ice. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. So they do cards for everything, man. And you know what? The crazy thing is, you're probably like, oh, that stuff probably sits on the shelves. No, it doesn't, man. Like it's not like where you walk into a Target in Texas and they have all kinds of upper deck hockey. No, it'll sell. It doesn't matter what the sport where you're at, it'll sell. You know, and because the cards are really nice and the inserts are pretty damn cool. And I'm sure that hell, knowing BBM, they probably put part of the curling stone in the card. You know, that'd be
Yeah.
that'd be pretty sweet. So yeah, but and now I'm having computer issues. Update Adobe Flash, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the shiny Venus. Yeah, the women's stuff. I think that's what the packs were, and yeah, it goes for $120 a box, man. You would, yeah, right. You would think that it wouldn't cost that much, but it's because it's the quality, you know. It
Yeah.
it it makes you think that, hey, if we produce a quality product, and even though it's $120 of a bunch of curlers, or what is, I don't know what they would call the curling people, but if we actually make it worth your money, people will buy it. You know, imagine that, instead of
Funny
buying a,
how
yeah, instead of buying $120 hobby box and getting like $5 worth of stuff. But anyway, yeah. So maybe that'll be next week's episode. We'll leave North America and we'll talk about all those cards. So I'll have to get you spun up really fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but I don't have anything going on as far as card wise, other than I need to open up some cards and actually post them. Like last week, I told you I was cleaning stuff out and I found unopened boxes. I found more unopened boxes. Dan will like this. A box of 2020 premium that I haven't opened, but yeah. No. Yeah. Uh, I know the cards that we have to indoctrinate you into the Japanese card collector, and I'm glad that Yaku TV brought it up. And I know Dan knows all about these cards, so yeah, Juicy Honey cards. Don't Google this at work. It's not safe for work. So what these are, uh, they're uh, they're like adult models, and so they're just trading cards of naked ladies. And but you know, I think they're called glamour models, but yeah, and they have kick-ass autographs too. And so they have lipstick cards where they, you know, put on lipstick and they kiss the card. Yeah, and then they what is it? They cut up bras and panties and stuff like that, and that's your relic, you know. Yeah, and they're extremely popular, man. They sell out, so yeah, and they're not cheap cards either. Yeah, and me, I don't know if the models are famous, if they're famous outside of Japan or anything, you know. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, if you're into that sort of thing, but yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I don't have anything else going on as far as just check out Charm City Graphs on Twitter. Probably won't be doing much in-person autographs. I need to get off my ass and do some more TTMs. I sent out a bunch to Japan, so I got to focus on getting the ones out to North America. Hopefully the COVID outbreak does not affect the guys in Japan with signing. And what else? Charm City Autographs on Facebook, Twitter, and then the YouTube and everything. And hopefully this week I'll start opening up some of these baseball cards and getting them posted. Where can everybody find you, Houston?
Let's see if I can get it right. Boom, right there it is.
Yeah.
Chasing the Graph on Facebook, Chasing the Graph on Twitter, which I'm like maybe like 20 away from 1,400 followers. So let's
Nice.
make that happen.
Yeah.
And Chasing the Graph number 8 on Instagram, which I never use. And after talking to Bean's Ball Card last night, he actually had no idea that I even had my own YouTube. So Chasing the Graph on YouTube. I'm
There you
gonna,
go, man. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so that's where these independent wrestling interviews I'm gonna start doing. It looks like a once a week thing. They're gonna start hitting YouTube. Gonna try to keep it to around 30 minutes because that's like in the realm of like keeping people's attention in the online content world.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Not sure quite what style it's going to be. I'm going to have to figure that out. But I've already got a list of questions if they're going to be like in character, out of character, um,
Yeah.
just
Kayfabe.
just like news segment style, or if it's going to be like documentary style. So it's going to be meant to highlight these individuals and just get more focus on them as professional wrestlers and just get their name out there as much as possible. So check out Chasing the Graph on YouTube. That's where they're going to go.
Okay. Yeah, that was going to be my question. So, does the what is the name of the promotion that you're helping out?
It's ALW, America Lucha Wrestling. It's in Burlington, North Carolina. America Lucha Wrestling. They wrestle inside the Lucha Dome. It's pretty neat. They've got a small little thing going on. It holds 100 people, maybe 150. And from what I understand is they've been around for a year now. It was an LLC, kind of fell into the wrong hands. One of the owners was doing some shady stuff, and now recently some other people have taken over. So they're kind of trying to rebuild it basically from the ground up. So it's going to be good, and I'm excited to work with them.
Yeah. Do they have a YouTube channel?
They do. They've got a YouTube channel, ALW America Lucha Wrestling. Same thing on Facebook, and same thing on Twitter. And I'm going to work. They've got more subscribers than I do on YouTube, but as far as Facebook and Twitter, we're both pretty much neck and neck with followers.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to see if we can't bring some more attention to them and see what happens.
Sweet. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be seeing some interviews then soon. And hell, maybe we can get one of them on here. If you find any that collect, So that would be pretty cool. Yeah. So, all right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I appreciate it. Me and Houston greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week.